Okay, ChatGPT dropped on us a couple of hours ago. Let's talk about it. ChatGPT, even without the fourth version, gave us something amazing. It gave us digital leverage. Basically, it allowed us to do heavy work without doing the heavy work. Instead of writing emails for hours, we could just ask ChatGPT to generate them. Instead of asking people or going through Google 1000 times, we could ask ChatGPT to give us what we need. And that is awesome. That is amazing. But ChatGPT always struggled with some tasks and performed amazingly well with others. But with ChatGPT4 and GPT-4 as the algorithm powering it, we're getting something far more powerful. You probably heard that GPT-4 has about 500 times more parameters than GPT-3. And that is true. But that doesn't make it 500 times better than GPT-3. What it does, it makes it more accurate than GPT-3. What that means is that whenever you enter something, you're going to get a more human-like response, something closer to what you would have done. And in many organizational tasks, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. And ChatGPT3 is going to work perfectly fine for you. But in other tasks, this is going to be groundbreaking. This is going to make it far more creative and far more accurate for the average user, and it's going to allow you to do way more things. So in this video, we're going to explore ChatGPT4. We're going to take a look at 3 different examples using it. But before we get to the examples, how do you get it? How do you get access to ChatGPT4? It's only available for ChatGPT Plus subscribers, so you have to spare the $20 a month if you want to use it. There is also a waitlist for the developer API. If you want to use ChatGPT in an app or in a shortcut, which is something that I often do, you should sign up for it and you'll get access eventually. It is going to be a little bit more expensive, or a lot more expensive than the old version though. Now, if you look at the data that OpenAI shared with us, we'll see that GPT-4 performs better than GPT-3 in some specific areas. Now, I know it has more parameters to its model, but that doesn't guarantee it's going to be better performing everywhere. In fact, GPT-3 is so powerful that in some cases, quite a few of them will see exactly the same performance. But there are cases in which the performance of GPT-4 is just astonishing. In some tests, GPT-4 performs about twice as better compared to GPT-3, and with calculus specifically, GPT-4 does something while GPT-3 just fails. So, the best application for this would be something hyper-creative. Creativity is an area in which AI just struggles, but ChatGPT is about to change that. For the first example, we'll do something very classic. We're going to write a blog post. To do so, we're going to use a very simple prompt framework that I very often use, and I recommend you to try because it's just easy. It includes 3 lines. The first line is act as. We want ChatGPT to imitate someone or something. In this case, we will want to imitate a copywriter or someone who is great at writing blog posts. On the second line, we're going to ask it to do something for us. In this case, write a blog post. And in the last line, I'm going to give it the instructions of what I'm specifically going to provide for that output. Let's see how it does and whether or not we can fool an AI detection algorithm with it. So let's get it to act as an expert copywriter. Act as an expert copywriter who can write professional articles that people can't help but click and read. And I need to add the and read part. You will write the article. You will write a 500-word article containing introduction, main point 1, main point 2, main point 3 on a given topic. Do not write an outro or summary at the end of the article. The outro or summary part and not writing it in here is for a very specific reason. ChatGPT3 had a lot of trouble when it came to not doing certain things, especially if you had a couple of them. So now we're going to test this functionality in ChatGPT4. Let's see how it does. Finally, I will give you the topic. I will give you the topic to write the article about. That one is pretty simple. Let's see how it does. Let's give it a topic. Let's say productivity. We'll do 3 tips for staying productive as an engineer because I want to make it a little bit more specific, and let's see what kind of knowledge it gives us that might be something spicy and interesting that even I didn't know about. And I've read all of the damn productivity books. Maybe it has some secret knowledge. And we can see it is already writing like crazy. There is a lot of text here. We have to go through it in a moment. One thing that you'll notice is that it's actually writing a lot slower compared to ChatGPT3. And if you're already a ChatGPT Plus subscriber, you'll notice that this is so much slower compared to the 3.5 Turbo, which is the default mode for Plus subscribers on the website. Let's go through it real quick. In the competitive world of engineering, staying ahead of the curve and managing people. Okay, and demands. Fear not, we have compiled the top 3 tips to help you optimize your efficiency and remain on top of your game as an engineer. That's not bad. We have the Eisenhower matrix. I don't really want to read that. Embrace the Pomodoro technique and continuously refine your skills through deliberate practice. That is not bad at all. The 3 topics it chose are actually very, very good tips for productivity, and I do think that they will apply to engineers. The style of writing itself, I do not personally like. I think that this could be so much better. So we're going to improve it. Let's pick the topic and cut that from here. We don't want the topic anymore. And we're going to paste this in the main prompt. Easy. Now we're going to get the whole result by just using one prompt. Next, we have the 500-word article, which is good and fine, but we want to improve the style a little bit. When I'm writing my blog posts, I try to make them conversational, use short sentences, and kind of have a discussion with the reader. And not just, throw a bunch of information at people, because throwing information nowadays is easy. Making it entertaining and interesting to read is hard. So let's add that. Okay. Write from the first person. Use short and punchy sentences, but vary the line from time to time. Use short paragraphs and add an empty line after them. Let's see if this works. Okay, this starts really, really good. Okay, I have a concern now. This might be way too powerful. This version of ChatGPT is far more powerful for creating writing. There is nothing on the market that can quite match it. This blog post is going to prove it to you in a moment. Cool. Okay. So we have the full article. Let's get through it. First of all, you can see that it's very conversational. It happened again. I stared at the screen, at the endless list of tasks. As an engineer, staying productive is a challenge. But I discovered the secret sauce. Today I'll share my top 3 tips. They changed my life, and they'll change yours. That sounds really, really good. I do like the conversational style. It did make a mistake, but I don't think it's anything massive. So we have our top 3 tips. We have the Pomodoro technique. I really like that one, and I already have a video on it. We have prioritize and delegate, which is always a good option, and you can see that as a big prominent part in this Eisenhower matrix. Good tip. We have, yes, I said it. Haha. Look at how cheeky I am. I'm very cheeky. I'm ChatGPT4 person. Yeah, that's the word that I wanted to use. Yeah. Alright, and then we have the embrace the 80-20 rule. So far, so good. The 80-20 principle, or the Pareto principle, is a fantastic principle to follow, and it applies to a surprisingly huge amount of things. So, great tip. I don't mind that. Now, this is where the issue comes in. You can see that we have the now go forth and conquer, which is a little bit cheesy, but it's a fine ending. But then we have the summary, and I specifically said, hey, I don't want a summary. As you can see, some of the issues in ChatGPT 3.5 are still here. For example, not doing things is difficult, and I do assume that this is going to stay as an issue for generative AIs for a while. Now, of course, you can always override this, you can add extra instructions, and there are ways you can get rid of that, and obviously you can always edit it out. So it's not a massive problem. But when you look at the blog post generated by this, it looks pretty damn good. And for its last and hardest test, let's see if it actually passes an AI test. Will an AI find out that this text was written by an AI? Okay, this fits perfectly in here, and it shows us yet another issue with ChatGPT3 that we still have in ChatGPT4. That issue is accuracy. When we want a generative AI to do accurate things For example, generate an accurate number of words, which might be a number of words in an article or a number of characters in a tweet. It struggles. That is generally not a problem, but you have to keep this in mind if you are going to use ChatGPT4 to generate whatever kinds of text. Let's see if it passes the test though. And the AI concludes that this text was written by a human. And obviously, yes, a human wrote this, I promise. That is what happened. Yes, definitely a human wrote this. Okay, so as you can see, it is far easier to fool your everyday AI that is a human, and that is expected. It is more creative than the old version, and creativity is a massive gap between AIs and people. So it is not surprising that we're fooling different AIs. This is temporary, of course. AI detection algorithms are going to catch up, and they're going to start detecting it, and it's again going to be harder for you to fool. It is still going to be possible with enough prompt engineering, but it's going to be harder. Let's get to the second example. And the second example is, let's write us a YouTube video script. Let's see if it does that and if it does well at it. And here is our final prompt for this second exercise. We're going to move a little bit faster because you already seen how it works and I don't need to get into that many details with every exercise. So the prompt is, act as an expert YouTuber. We have the act as, we want this to imitate a YouTuber. Then we have, you will write a conversation script that will captivate audiences and keep them watching the video. The script should be read in about 60 seconds or less. In 60 seconds, I would expect to say between 120 and 150 words. So it should generate something in that range. And finally, we have, I will give you the topic, obviously, and the topic is how to become an engineer in 3 steps. Let's make that a software engineer. How to become a software engineer in 3 steps. Let's go. Okay, this is the final script and it's not great, but it is pretty damn good. If you have no idea on how to speak in a short form video, this is going to be better than nothing. But first, let's see if it actually did what I asked it to do. If this is more than 150 words, it would be impossible to fit in a short form video, and it's not going to be a very useful script. We're going to use this app called Hemingway. Hemingway is amazing for writing. It gives you a couple of awesome things, like telling you what grade your writing is on. If you write for the 6th or the 5th grade, you will ensure that the most amount of people will understand you, and it also counts the words for us. And this is what we're going to use it for today. Let's select everything and paste our script. We have 172 words in this. This is definitely not going to work for a short video. 60-second shorts are already a little bit too long, and when you have to cram 172 words in it, it's going to be insane. That's a no-go for a short script. We can improve it a little bit though. Let's add talk using short sentences in the first person. That can make the script a little bit better. Adding empty lines between paragraphs should keep the output cleaner and easier to read. Let's change the duration to 25 seconds or less, and let's clarify it with a number of words. Less than 100 words. And let's see how it does. Okay, this looks a little bit better, but it is still pretty long. Let's see how long that is first, because this is the most important part for a short video, but it definitely looks a little bit better. Okay, coming to Hemingway, we can see that this is 110 words, it's for the 6th grade, this is pretty good, it is harder than what I wanted, and it chose the 100 words that I wrote and not the 20 seconds I wrote, which is not a problem because both pieces of information say different things. If we have 20 seconds, I would expect the video to be about 50 words, not 100 words. And if I say 100 words, it has to pick between one or the other. It picked the 100 words because I think that was clearer to the AI, and that is perfectly fine. 100 words we can definitely say. Hey everyone, it's great to be here sharing my expertise. Becoming a software engineer is a great career choice. Here are 3 simple ways to get you started. First, learn the basics of programming. That can be done through online courses, tutorials, and practice. Second, gain practical experience. Work on personal projects and find internships to apply your skills. Finally, build a strong portfolio. This can include your personal projects, contributions to open source projects, and any work you've done for clients. So that is it! Follow these steps and you will be on your way to becoming a successful software engineer. Thanks for watching and good luck on your journey. As you can see, this obviously is an amazing script. Like, everyone should speak exactly in this manner when it comes to short form videos. This is super captivating. Of course, this is not perfect, but this is a very good start for anyone making shorts, and with a little bit of editing and with a little bit of tinkering of the factual information behind it, because they're even better pieces of advice for beginner engineers, this can be an amazing script. So I think that this is a good start, and it's something that I would be happily using whenever I need to generate something. So we have 2 wins for ChatGPT4, and so far it's doing great. But now it's time for the big one. The big one is going to be working with images. Now, unfortunately, whenever we have a screenshot and we drag and drop it in the chat or we paste it in the chat, it just opens. This is not perfect. Maybe ChatGPT4 will support images and analyzing images, but it currently does not. So this is a feature that is going to come in the future, and we'll review it when it comes. We'll have to do a different third example. So I'm going to do something special for the third one, because of course we have to end with something amazing, and we're going to generate a landing page. When it comes to landing pages, ChatGPT4 is going to be amazing, because it's going to allow us to, 1, generate the content of a landing page, and 2, when the feature comes out, which is what I wanted to show you initially, to be able to evaluate a landing page and learn from it. This is going to be extremely powerful if you want to create your online presence, if you want to analyze someone's profile, if you want to analyze someone's website. This is easily one of the features that I'm most excited for. So let's test the first half of that, which is generating the landing page. In this case, I'm going to intentionally be very brief with my description. I want to see what ChatGPT4 does without me giving detailed instructions. So this is our prompt. I am a content creator who helps entrepreneurs and businesses gain digital leverage. That can include content creation, automation, AI, applied game design, and anything that lets them put 1 hour and get 2 hours of their work. Write a copy for an effective landing page to get people to subscribe to my newsletter. Let's see how it does. Okay, this starts strong. We already have the different sections. We have the header, we have the subheader, and then we have the main copy. I'm not sure what main copy means. I don't expect this to be one giant block of text, but let's see what it generates. Okay, we can see it already started generating stuff that even includes emoji. I really like emoji on landing pages. I think that's a great idea. We end this with a call to action, a subscription form, and testimonials. That is not a bad idea. We always want to have some testimonials. We even got some fake testimonials to make sure that everything is legit, right? This is yet another bug from ChatGPT3 that persisted in ChatGPT4, and it's a problem with generative AIs in general, and it's somewhat expected from the engineering perspective. When it comes to generating text, the AI doesn't distinguish between facts and imagination, and when it needs testimonials, it just creates testimonials. It doesn't matter if those testimonials are fabricated. It doesn't care about that because it's an AI. It doesn't understand that testimonials only have value if they are real and come from real people. So it's very important to use AI knowing that AI cannot be perfectly factual, at least currently. But for the time being, it is not factual, and you should use it as something to stimulate your thinking, help you generate ideas, and be more creative overall, but not for something to do fact-checking with. Maybe the Bing AI that is internet connected will be able to do some proper fact-checking once, it's fully functional, but for the time being, do your fact-checking alone. Use AI to get you inspired, to give you a direction, that's cool, but don't let it do the whole fact-checking. It's going to be bad. Alright, let's look at the text. We have the header, unlock your digital leverage, multiply your time, effort, and success. I definitely don't want to multiply my effort, that would suck. The ultimate resource for entrepreneurs and businesses looking to scale, dominate, and thrive online. That's a little bit over the top, but it's not bad. Okay, we have the main copy, that's not bad. A digital leverage pro. Okay, it even named my company, so that's nice. Next we have the bullets. I do think bullets are a good part of any landing page. Let's see what it did. Insider secrets, expert tips, guides on leveraging, breakthrough strategies, time management hacks. It's not bad, not terrible. It's a good selection of bullets. You can kind of use this and get away with it. I don't personally like it. I think a good copywriter will do a much better job. I think even I can do a much better job, even though I still have a lot to learn about copywriting. Then you have the call to action. This is one of the more important parts and it needs to be super crisp. This one is a little bit generic, but it's not terrible, I guess. We have a subscription form. Thank you. We didn't need that, to be fair, like we just need the copy. But again, it generated the actual button, so that's not bad. The button is, yes, I want to gain digital leverage with an arrow. That's a cool button. I would use that button. Finally, we have the testimonials, which are fake, as I already mentioned, and we have the footer. The footer is also kind of generic. Join the Digital Leverage Pro community and revolutionize the way you work, grow, and succeed online. There is a lot of leaning towards success here. Success is very cool. I really like talking about success, but it is also kind of generic. So if success is our only anchor, then, this is not going to work too well. I'm going to leave you with this. ChatGPT4 is amazing, but depending on what you do, ChatGPT3 might do just fine. You might not need to invest in ChatGPT4. Now, when they introduce the image processing and when they have a little bit of time to polish ChatGPT4, this is going to be even better. At that point, it might be worthwhile to transition to ChatGPT4. Currently, if you're not working a creative job that requires a lot of adaptation and has a lot of busy work that you can potentially automate with ChatGPT, I don't think you're going to benefit from it a lot, and I don't think you should pay the $20. But if you're a writer, an engineer, or someone who works in any creative field, this can be a massive value added to your workflow, and this can save you hours. If you're currently not using ChatGPT, this is not the thing to get you to use ChatGPT. It suffers from the same issues, and although it is more powerful in more areas, in most cases, if you were unhappy with ChatGPT3, you're not going to be happy with 4. That is the reality. But if you were happy with ChatGPT3 and you want something even better, buy it. It is going to be amazing for you. Cheers.